All right, friends, uh, let's get started again with our annual meeting portion of today's program. Again, please turn on your cameras if you can, so we can be together, at least virtually, um, and keep your mics muted unless you're called upon for speaking. We're going to begin our meeting I'm going to give a short history, just a short rundown of some of what HAIB did in 2020. And while I'm doing that, our Vice President, Reverend Jiko Nakade, and our Secretary, Steve Toyoshima, will just be going enough members to do business today, which we want to do by electing our new members. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm getting a message, my connection's unstable. Can hear okay? All right, good, thanks. Good. Well, so I'll ask Steve and Jiko to do their counting, and I'll just say a little bit about our year 2020. As I think many of you know, it was the HAIB celebrated its 30th anniversary in 2022, and it was a busy year with multiple events every month, a big undertaking for our board and unpaid staff that have many responsibilities in other areas. It was a wonderful year. Some of the programs that HAIB hosted, a talk by Kyabje Kalu Rinpoche on transforming our ordinary emotion into clarity. That was last February. We had a wonderful Earth Day celebration featuring a talk by Professor Leslie Sponsel, speaking about meditations on Buddhist ecology and environmentalism. We celebrated Vesak Day in May, and the Juneteenth in June, of course. We had a wonderful presentation by Dr. Bernice Bass de Martinez. In July, we celebrated, was it July? Yeah, I think it was July. We celebrated the Dhammachakra celebration. We had 3 distinguished speakers speaking about what Manu spoke about today, the teaching of Pratitya Samutpada, or dependent origination. We had speaking with us the Venerable Dhammananda, leader of the first temple in Thailand for Buddhist nuns. We also had Bishop Clark Watanabe, Bishop of the Koyasan Shingon Mission of Hawaii, and also Venerable Karma Lekche Tsomo, recently retired professor of Buddhist studies at University of San Diego and currently Numata Chair in Buddhist Studies at UH Manoa. We also, some of you would remember, had a wonderful sushi making workshop put on by our secretary, Steve, at least led by him, a marvelous event. And we had our big in-person celebration of the 30th anniversary at the Honpa Hongwanji Betsuin on October 25th. So those are just a few of the highlights. It was a busy, wonderful year. Thank you all for your participation and your support. So I call on Secretary Steve and Vice President Jiko to give us a short report on membership, attendance, and our meeting situation. Yes? Am I just not hearing, or are you guys? Jiko is muted. Let's see, is Steve? Where did Steve go? There he is.
Okay, hello there. My headset is a low battery right now. Uh, we have a quorum based on the number of members that are participating right now. Uh, and so membership has been good. We've had people who are registering and who are paying online via the new website. Uh, it has really streamlined our ability to be able to have people sign up for the different events that we have going on throughout the year. And it goes right to the Google spreadsheet. So it's really easy to see, who's paid, who is signed up, who's on our mailing list, and who is going to our different events. So we have 22 paid members who have been, participating in events and things like that. And yeah, we have a quorum for today. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. In fact, we had some really wonderful turnout for our 30th anniversary. We had 50 people, about 50 people coming in person, and we had 25 people who were participating via Zoom. So, like 75 people coming to celebrate HAIB's 30th anniversary. And so, it's through the thanks of our membership and our officers for putting together all these events throughout the year. And, we had a lot of stuff going on this year for our 30th. And yeah, it's given people opportunities that, maybe some events they can make, some events they can't, but it's gotten people activated and participating in what HAIB has to offer.
Thank you so much, Reverend Steve. Anything to add, Jiko?
Oh, well, hello everyone. Aloha. I'm Jiko Nakade from Kona, and one of the co-directors of the Hawaiian Island HAIB, together with Reverend Blaine Higa from the Kona Honganji Buddhist Temple. But as the outgoing vice president, I just really wish to extend my mahalo for all of your participation and for sustaining HAIB through the pandemic. Where we were on Zoom, and yet there was so much participation and support. I deeply appreciate everyone's support of HAIB. And I just wanted to add that our recent Buddha Day celebration on Hawaii Island, we had maybe 120 or 130 people in person and at least 30 people online. And some of you I know joined us online. So thank you too for supporting the Hawaii Island HAIB. So please continue to support us, and just my warmest mahalo to everyone.
Thank you, Reverend Jiko. I will now I've been been serving as treasurer temporarily for a little while, so I can give a very brief treasurer's report for 2022. We took in about $2,800 in income, and we spent about $5,200 in income. This was unusual, and it was really our 30th anniversary expenses that kind of pushed us over. So we have a little ground to make up. Usually we don't spend very much money, just honorariums for our speakers and that sort of thing. So I would just put in a plug for donations for all of you who are able and so inclined. That will help replenish some of the additional expenses that we paid for last year. We won't have another big anniversary for a while, so presumably we'll catch up on the finances with your help. That's it for the treasurer's report. Now I'd like to ask Porani, as chair of the nominating committee, to present the slate of nominees for officers and directors for the 2023 to 2025 new term. Porani?
Okay, thank you. I will put it on the chat screen. And first of all, I would like to thank you, the outgoing board member who has done a wonderful job to get us online, especially Reverend Hero from Soto Mission. We up to date for this. Thank you so much for this online payment and everything. And Steve also very good with technology and send the mail out quickly without this MailChimp. So really appreciate that. And Chico, who had been a wonderful vice president for us and to help. And of course, our president, Michael, who has, take a leadership to get us going. And we have some people who also help us as the advisory board and who are here today is Lama Mingma. Thank you, Lama. Lama just came in to replace Lama Rinchen, and he very, very active supporting HAIB. And we have our advisory board who will be a new officer. So Reverend Eric Matsumoto, and also we have, I think he on the iPhones. I hope he parked the car already, Bishop Ichikawa. And I'm so grateful for all this help from everyone to get help going. And so, and thank you also for people who have helped in the past. And I can see here, Reverend Barbara Brennan, to have helped for many years and been a supporter for many years. And I see Susan Molichike is joining us also. I don't know if John Swindle is in here. And also these are the former officer and director who have been helped. And so with the help of the nomination committee, with Bishop Ishikawa from Todo Mission, that Mahayana, and Corinne Chan from KTL, the Tibetan, because in nomination committee, we need to have three representing three different traditions. And I'm from the Theravada. So with the work of the committee member, we are proud to present to you, if I can get to the share screen, okay, the slate. Let give me some moment. Okay. So share screen, and here is the list of on the slate for the incoming board of director from beginning April Fool Day, right, Steve? April 1st, but we're not fooling around. We're getting done. Okay, and so here, let me get down to the last name. Okay. See, I have to go down. Okay. So this is the slate that we would like to present to the membership. And is there any nomination from the floor before we go on with election? Because we look at the chat and you can use the raise hand. Okay, any nomination from the floor? Okay, so no nomination added on from the floor. So this is the slate. Nomination committee would like to present for the election of the membership. And Michael, would you like to explain how the vote?
Yeah, so thank you, nominating committee, for this fine slate of people to carry on our good work. We would ask the membership here to accept the slate as a whole by raising their hands, either in front of on your screen or with your little Zoom thumbs up, or otherwise in the chat, but to express your acceptance of this slate of new officers and directors, we'll please do that right now, and we'll take a minute or so for our officials to count the votes.
So you can do like Steve, click the raise hand like that also. Okay.
You do it by reactions, and then you can raise and lower your hand.
Right.
Can't just raise your hand. Okay. Well, I have a raised hand until there's the reactions. You just let us know when you're ready, folks.
Yeah, we have the committee to count, right?
Yes.
Nico, Steve, and Chico.
Yeah, I think we have over 10 that people raising their hands.
Anything on the chat, Nikos?
Yes.
I duplicated myself. I raised my hand. I put an I in the chat first, and then Ginger did the same, and she's raised her hand as well. So Bishop Matsumoto just voted I as well. Well, Glenda did. So I have 14. Is it 14?
I think 15 I got
Okay.
at, when everybody had the hands up.
Okay.
I guess. Okay. So I guess for some of us that on the slate,
Majority? Do we need further confirmation here?
anyone object?
All right. Hearing no objections and having a majority voting in favor of the new slate, I want to confirm that the new officers and directors have been elected for the 2023 to 2025 term. I'd now like to invite Lama Mingma to install the officers and directors. Lama, can you take over?
Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, we can hear you, Lama.
So,
Thank you.
hello, aloha, everybody. Yeah. So I supposed to say something, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So yeah, the brief history is like it's okay to start with my story, like how it's okay to start the history, like a brief history.
Lama, we would like you to give us a blessing for us to continue for the work of HAIB. So that will be like an installation.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. The HAIB and then all the officers. You've been doing the very good job and then very hard work to continue your to carry the Buddha's teaching and then to help the other beings. So who needs the help, and then you're helping them, and then thank you so much. And then so whoever like today retiring from the official jobs, and then thank you so much for them also helping the HAIB last 2-3 years, And I wish all of them have a good, excellent health, and then good luck for the future. Mhm. Yeah. And then my support is always there with the community whenever you need my help. So I will try my best to participate all the time. And then maybe next 2 months I will be busy because Kalurambach is visiting from beginning of the April, May, and July, 3 months. So I'll be busy with the Rinpoche, so I have to I have to help Rinpoche to his travel and the schedule. So Kalu Rinpoche starting his schedule and teaching from the New York the past week, this next month, the April. So yeah, and then thank you so much for choosing me as a director. So I'm a simple monk, and then so I don't know about too much. What is the responsibilities about a director? If you need my help, and then if you explain a little bit about my responsibility, then I can keep that in my mind. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you. Yeah, thank you, Michael
Thank you.
and Orny, everybody. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Lama.
Mhm.
Let me personally wish the new board and officers all the best. And I have every reason to believe you will be wonderful. But we'd love to hear from you a little bit. So beginning with our new president, Bishop Eric Matsumoto, if you could tell us a little bit about your vision for HAIB 2 years, it'd be wonderful.
Oh, thank you very much, Michael. Yes, well, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you very much, first of all, for being here. Your presence is very, very important. And for myself, well, it's been a while since I have been involved intimately with HAIB. It's been, I think, yes, more than over a decade since I was very, involved. But I am honored and humbled that I will be able to serve HAIB once again, and so thank you for this opportunity. I guess, for myself, I hope that I'll be able to contribute to HAIB in particular, but the Buddhist tradition maybe in a larger way, in that we will be able to, not only promote, as our bylaws do state, to foster friendship and understanding among all Buddhist groups, but when we look at the HAIB bylaws, and there's another portion that speaks of, promoting spirituality for improving the quality of life, not only among Buddhists, but humanity as a whole. And as Michael had mindfully pointed out earlier today, when he also mentioned or including, all beings. And I think as we listen to Manu today, I think, including the Aina, the natural environment also, I think is, in line, I think, with what the Buddha aspired for, that, all beings do experience peace, happiness, harmony. And so I hope that in my term that I'll be able to maybe sort of utilize many of the connections that I do have with other Buddhist organizations that are in our community, like the Hawaii Buddhist Council and Bukkyo Dendokai or BDK. I am, and also, well, a couple years ago, we also had an all Buddhist gathering in Hawaii, but COVID kind of brought that to, a standstill. But using, I guess, those friendships and associations in hope that we can, all come together as Buddhists, but not only for the welfare of Buddhists, but the larger community as well. And so I hope that I'll be able to maybe help us get more connected with each other, and in that way, through, again, what much of what we're talking about today, dependent origination, interdependence, I think is key. It's so important. Yeah, just the understanding of interdependence, I think, makes a big difference. And so again, I hope that with the help of especially the other officers who I do have to get to know, and of course the other directors as well, and the members, because in this, everyone is important. There isn't anyone who's not important. And so I ask for your help in many, many ways, and your understanding as well. But thank you very much again for this opportunity, and looking forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Bishop. Next, we'd love to hear from our new Vice President, Venerable Chanfap Tu. Venerable Tu, would you like to say a few words?
Namo Shakyamuni Buddhaya. So dear friend, thank you so much for having me here. As a great honor to participate in the Sangha of HAIB. So this is a great chance for me. This is a great opportunity for me to be a part of us. And my expectation, my vision for this term, I want to see our Sangha behave as a body. So our not just an organization, our Sangha as an organism. So organism, each portion, each part of our body function differently. However, it fulfill its job and its contribution. So I would love to have, particularly, we gather at least a month, sitting together, eat together, being as the same Sangha, the same body, same family. So I would love to see it. And of course, the best I can contribute that in my whole life. And of course, I am a student of my master Thich Nhat Hanh from Plum Village tradition. And I'm very happy to be here in this Oahu. And I'm quite new here. I live here about 14 years. So particularly, I just focus on my study and practice. And the pandemics come. Therefore, we have a Zendo, we have a small place over here at the Diamond Head by KCC. So I would love to have all people who come have tea and have Dharma discussion sometimes. So we are here. This center not just belong to me, it's belong to our Sangha. So the Sangha body, that's what I want to see, the whole body. So again, I would like to say thank you all for our senior Buddhist practitioners in this community. And I assume that I'm the youngest here. I'm the youngest man over here. So that's why it is a great chance for me to learn from each of our different traditions. And I truly appreciate the invitation for these terms for me to serve and to be here. So thank you, and may all of us protected by the Buddha and the Sangha and the Dharma. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Venerable Tu. Next, we'd love to hear from our new secretary, Mark and I'm not sure if I know how to say your last name. Is it Saylor or
Tyler.
Seiler?
Yes.
Okay, Mark Seiler, please.
So, yeah, aloha.
Aloha.
Here on Kauai. Uh, Fantastic. Aloha. Thank you so much. I want to thank the board and for Parani for all her work to welcome me and get me here to this meeting, and for Bishop Ishikawa. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, good. So, and thank you, Bishop Ishikawa, for asking me to serve as the secretary. I sort of met who was Reverend Ishikawa at the time in Old Kaloa Town. And it's kind of a chance meeting, but since that meeting, it's led to a lot of very surprising developments. I would have never foreseen happen. I went from not knowing anything really much about Buddhism to an introduction to Hawaii International Center. And how that came to be is I'm a carpenter by trade, and they were building a temple there. And they asked for volunteers to help. And so I went, and none of us had built a temple before, so we're all new. But I had 40 years in the trade, so I quickly went from the new kid to being a leader of building the Japanese traditional 13th century temple. And I got to work with a master carpenter from Japan, Tota Mizuguchi, who didn't speak English, and I went to Japanese. So it was quite the experience. And after the temple was complete, the Hawaii International Center asked me to be on the board, which was quite a surprise. And so I said, well, I'm not sure what I can bring, but you asked me, so I'll come to the meeting. So now that the temple was built, they asked, what should we do now? And they were searching for things to do in the new hall. And I had mentioned that one of the temple members at Kaloa got together and they did tea ceremony. And so it just came to being that now there's been an annual Japanese tea ceremony at the Hall of Compassion now for 10 years, and it's very well loved and very well attended. And so that's kind of a happy accident. And I feel like I was just at the right place at the right time or something to make that connection. And similarly, I find myself here today as a secretary, and I'm very excited. Parani's made me very welcome, and I think I can learn on the job. And I tend to take notes anyway when I'm at a meeting. So it'll be my pleasure to be a part of it. And I just have to say the Kumu she really knocked my socks off. I went on the break and I walked around my house and I was like, oh my, it really hit me. So I just want to say thank you. And I'm honored to be a part of the hub. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Wow. All right. We have a new treasurer, but I think she had to depart. I noticed she was here earlier.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, please then. Where are you? Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Good. Well, we love to hear from you, Vi. Please, Vi will be our new treasurer. And please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you would hope to do for HAIB.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is V. Bearwood, and thank you for allowing me to serve HAIB as your new treasurer. So a little about myself. I was born and raised in Bangkok, Thailand, and moved here maybe about 20 years ago to attend the University of Hawaii for my master's degree, and ended up getting a job and staying here in Hawaii. And so, yes, as for my vision for HAIB, I was hoping, we could engage more youth and their families through summer program, and that would kind of expand the revenue generation channel for HAIB, and at the same time, it would help to make HAIB more well known in the community. So being a mom, and it's almost summer, I was looking for like a summer program for my son, and he wanted to do acting this year. And there's limited acting summer program on the island. And everywhere I look, they're already booked up like by February. So that gave me an idea like, oh, how about if HAIB, maybe through the youth program, come up with like a drama acting summer camp. So that would draw a lot of interest from young children and their parents, and they can get to know HAIB. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, V. Wonderful. All right, and those are our new officers. We have a new director of Buddhist youth, and that is Reverend Takamasa Yamamura from the Myohoji Nichiren Temple. Reverend Yamamura, would you like to say a little bit?
Hi, aloha everyone. Thank you for having me to the HAIB. I think many of you remember me, or because our temple Myohoji, we offer the place to have in the Dharma Chakra and board meetings at many occasions. So now I can take time a little bit for focus more other things. So therefore, thank you, Dr. Purane, to invite me that my position. But now our treasurer mentioning Mrs. V very about me about the youth, that I have to focus on the youth program. But I'm not youth, so you seem I'm not. So therefore, I need, because already I feel the gap with teenager, the 20 years old, the 30. So distance that we feel. And I think all of your community, your Sangha, having the same issue that you want to more younger generation to participate in service or meditation. So we are sharing the same ideas. Therefore, but again, I'm not used. I need ideas of of course, ideas or questions. You are please give me, and then I try to discuss with the board members to realize something to make a good connection with the Buddha Dharma especially for young generations. Because teenagers always seeing like a iPhone and giving them many of the information from the outside, right? And they cannot stay. They cannot focus on one thing easily, I believe. So I think we need to give opportunity to know themselves, ourselves. So I think meditation will be very helpful, and then sharing the teachings. I think many of, and then Mrs. Treasure mentioning about summer program, but I don't know how to do it. So we need a discussion. So please give me ideas and things. So I try to do my best to to perform as a director of the HAIB. So again, thank you very much for having me today. And ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much, Reverend Yamamura. All right. I wonder if any of our continuing board members would like to say a few words. We're close to 4 o'clock, and we could end pretty much on time. But if any of you would like to say a few words, let's do that now. Please just unmute yourself and speak up.
Hi. I guess with the exception of Warren E, maybe I think I am kind of the HAIB veteran, and I really sort of slid into this role pretty serendipitously, but that's kind of how life has been in Hawaii, actually, for better and for worse. And the pandemic was a rough time for us, but it was also a period of growth and finding opportunities to engage one another over Zoom, which I deeply appreciate, and especially in terms of engaging our neighbor island folks and our neighbor island sanghas. And I look forward to having a more robust sort of blended sort of opportunity where we can work together, one-on-one in person, as well as maintain our capacity to be open to folks from across the state and even beyond. If you take a look at our community calendar, I've been putting webinars of interest from the continent, including one of the Union Theological Seminaries who's having a series on Dharma and justice. So this is a very dynamic time, and I look forward to offering what I can to support the promotion of Buddha Dharma here in Hawaii. Mahalo.
Thank you, Nicholas. I would like to let people know also, this time we have a representative from Maui and from Kauai to add it on. We did not have that for many years. So Reverend Carrie Kiyohara from Makawao, Maui, would represent the Maui, and he from the Hongpa Hongwanji tradition. And we also from Kauai, is from Chintuan tradition, is Reverend Hirao. And both of them couldn't be here because they have duty that they have to perform. So next time you may get to meet them. And so we are so pleased that we really expand. We have secretary on Kauai also. So thank to pandemic, we can have all this meeting on Zoom and with Chico on the Big Island. And so this is wonderful. And I know perhaps Han and Sun, who also continue with our meditation and spiritual, Buddhist spiritual. Would you like to say something, Tan and Sun? Do you have some kind of program that you have in mind? You mentioned to me. It's okay. It's okay because time is running out, right? Michael like to end on time. And first of all, we would like to welcome Margie. She just joined us, and Margie was the president 4 years ago. Thank you, Margie. Yeah, so we have a former president Margie, past president Michael, and incoming president Eric. We have 3 presidents today. Yeah. Okay. That wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, for the member, one thing that Hiro mentioned, that we would like to hear from the member. You know, you got to hear from us what we see, what we can do for HAIB. And we would love to hear from the member and all the supporter of HAIB. What would you like HAIB to be able to serve you in what way, what kind of program? And perhaps we will come up with a questionnaire and then send it out to you. Would that be appropriate? Or anyone have anything now can put on the chat? What would be the first thing that you would like HAIB to do? If you have that idea, yeah, you can put on the chat. And afterward, we will try to send our questionnaire, because that one thing that Hiro would like, you know, at the previous meeting, Hiro mentioned that we would like to hear the feedback from the member as well.
No, that's a great idea. All right. Well, let's wrap up this meeting. The recitation of the Metta Sutta.
Okay, one moment. I have to do the share screen. Have to.
Okay. And
then
Bishop Eric, we're counting on you. Okay, good. Make sure we're on the same page.
yeah, okay.
There we go.
Can join me in Anjali or Gasho for the recitation of the Metta Sutta. May all beings be happy. May they be joyous and live in safety. All living beings, whether weak or strong, in high or middle or low realms of existence, small or great, visible or invisible, near or far, born or to be born, may all beings be happy. Let none deceive another, nor despise any being in any state. Let none by anger or hatred wish harm to another. Even as a mother, at the risk of her life, watches over and protects her only child, so with a boundless mind, should one cherish all living things, suffusing love over the entire world, above, below, and all around without limit. So let us each cultivate an infinite goodwill toward the whole world. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Thank you so much, Bishop. All right, well, this concludes the official part of our meeting. I'm going to turn off the recording.